Here's the truth nobody tells you. Most men are disconnected from their own power the moment they speak to a woman. Not because they don't know what to say, but because they stop being who they really are the moment they think it matters. And when a man forgets himself in front of a woman, she forgets him just as fast. I've seen this dynamic play out 1,000 times. Men approaching conversation with the mindset of, what should I say to make her like me? But brother, the moment that question enters your brain, you've already lost your frame, and she can feel it. Because women don't fall for what you say. They fall for what you are while saying it. That's the part that 99% of men miss. They're not speaking from their core. They're acting like someone they think she wants. And ironically, the more you try to impress her with words, the more invisible you become in her emotional world. It's not about changing how you talk. It's about coming back to the realest version of you, so that your presence does the talking, even in silence. But first, let's address the root of the problem. Why is it that so many men feel like they lose themselves around women? Because most men were raised to believe that a woman's attention is something to win. So when a man sees a beautiful woman, he doesn't see a human being anymore. He sees a prize, a walking validation machine. And once that mindset kicks in, the nervousness takes over. He leans forward too much. He talks fast. He laughs when she's not even funny. He gets locked in his own head, analyzing her every reaction. What he doesn't realize is, she's not reacting to his words. She's reacting to his state. Women are biologically wired to read male energy without thinking about it. They can feel if a man is centered or scattered, grounded or desperate, real or rehearsed. It's not logic, it's instinct. She doesn't decide to be attracted. Her nervous system tells her when it's safe to be. And here's the painful truth. When a man starts acting like she's better than him, her body no longer feels pulled to him. She might stay polite, she might even smile. But her emotions have already checked out. Because the moment you look up to her, she starts looking down. This is where most men collapse. They confuse politeness with connection. They think if they're nice, polite, and say interesting things, the woman should like them. But women aren't drawn to niceness. They're drawn to presence. And presence only exists when you stop performing. So how do you stop performing? You do what most men are too scared to do. You stop trying to control the outcome. Most men are secretly addicted to outcome. They only speak to a woman if there's a chance she'll like them. They only open their mouth if they think the result will be good. They speak to gain approval, not to share truth. And the woman can feel that transaction in the air. She can feel that your words are bait, not real expressions. So she pulls back emotionally, because her body doesn't trust what feels inauthentic. If you want to speak to a woman in a way that stirs something inside her, you have to release the idea of trying to get her. You don't speak to win. You speak to express. You don't talk to gain her affection. You talk to share your reality. If she vibes with it, cool. If she doesn't, you keep it moving. That mindset alone changes everything. Because now, you're not the one chasing energy. You are the energy. And when a man becomes the energy, women don't listen to what he says. They feel him through it. That's what creates emotional imprint. Not scripted lines, not clever stories, but truth, backed by a grounded masculine energy. Now let's break this down practically. Before we go deeper, just do one thing for me. Hit the like button. If this is already hitting something real, what's coming next will hit even harder. Let's keep going. Most guys lean in too much when they talk to a woman. It's subtle, but it screams desperation. Their posture says, "Please like me." Their tone is overly agreeable. Their smile is constant. Their energy is uptight. You don't need to be aggressive or cold, but you need to be relaxed. You need to give the vibe of, "I don't need anything from you." You sit back, make yourself comfortable, and when you speak, you do it like you would with your best friend. That's when your words carry weight. Because they're not seeking permission, they're just being delivered. And here's the powerful part. When you stop trying to manage her reactions, she starts reacting more. She starts leaning in. She starts asking you questions. She starts laughing at jokes you didn't even try to make. Because now, your presence has created emotional room for her to enter. That's what most men never learn. They chase the woman's approval so hard, they leave no space for her to be pulled in. But once she feels you're not trying to win her, she starts wanting to win you. At that point, the conversation becomes effortless, not because you're saying the right things, but because your silence, your pauses, your glances are saying everything. Now let's talk about how to speak when you're grounded in this state. A high-value man doesn't give everything away. He doesn't try to impress with stories or overexpose himself. He's playful. He teases. He holds a little mystery. Instead of answering questions directly, he flips them back with curiosity. She asks, "So what do you do?" He smiles and says, "That depends. Are you the IRS or just curious?" She asks, "Why are you single?" He leans in and says, "That's a dangerous question." See what that does? It creates tension. It creates spark. It makes the conversation playful, not transactional. Because the truth is, most women are bored of surface-level talk. They're bored of guys who pour out their resume, hoping to earn points. But when you speak with depth, playfulness, and presence, you become memorable. Not because of what you said, but because of how you made her feel. And the most important feeling a woman needs to have is the sense that you don't need her, but you're open if she earns it. That's where emotional power lives. In the willingness to connect, but not the need to. Now here's the final shift. When a woman starts to test you, when she challenges something you said or gives you a sarcastic jab, don't panic. That's not rejection. That's interest. Women test what they feel something for. They poke at strength to see if it's real. If you flinch, she loses respect. But if you stay calm, grounded, amused, she starts seeing you differently. Not as a guy trying to impress, but as a man she wants to earn. That's when everything changes. Because now, the conversation isn't about words. It's about energy. She's not listening for your answer. She's watching how you carry it. And if you carry it like a man who has nothing to prove, nothing to hide, and nothing to gain, she'll chase that energy with her entire emotional body. So don't change who you are. Don't learn fake lines. Don't study techniques that make you robotic. Come back to yourself. Sit back, breathe deep, say less, mean more, and let your grounded truth speak louder than any rehearsed performance ever could. Because at the end of the day, the man who doesn't need to be liked is always the man women feel the most drawn to.